sign of power. Morning, brother.
Let's do this.
Good morning, guys. How you guys going today? Today is
I think you got to
currently
sit because your head's going to cut off.
22nd of December, 9 a.m. exactly.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Exactly 9 a.m. 22nd of December 2018. We are currently at the park closest to Michael's house because I rocked up 1.5 hours late. I told him that we're supposed to meet up at 7, and this is like the third time in a row. So I need to change. That's my New Year's resolution, guys.
Not your New Year's resolution, today's resolution.
Yeah, it's my today's resolution.
You do not need a temporal date to signify change. You can change at any fucking day you want to change.
Yeah, and to make things worse, to make Michael feel worse, I told him that he was the only person that I've been late to. Like everyone else I've been like early and everything, so fuck, I feel bad. I think it's because I'm so comfortable around him and like, because we're fucking best friends, like kind of take it for granted, but no more, bro. I fucking love you. So
all good, all good,
okay.
All good. Just change my schedule around.
Okay.
Did you,
win of the week.
Oh, win of the week?
What were you gonna ask me?
Oh, no. I thought it was going to be the challenge race, but no, we'll do win of the week.
Okay, so like everyone's been asking us, or I've been asking people for feedback about our our podcast, and everyone's been saying you need to have a kind of strategy, a plan, but I'm like, we already have one. Obviously, we haven't been making it
obvious enough.
Yeah, obvious enough. So just to clarify things, guys, we're doing a win of the week. So we're both going to share our biggest win of the week, obviously. After that, we're going to speak about our challenge of the week and how we went with it. And the last thing is we're going to be speaking about our topic, which is something we're going to be choosing every single week.
Pretty much 3 layers to our podcast every single time. So win of the week, challenge, and then topic of the week.
I guess we've got to make that more obvious starting today.
Yeah.
All right, what was your win of the week, my bro?
You should go first.
Okay, yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, I had it in my head. Oh, yeah. So I was supposed to start, so I just started work like 3 weeks ago. A new job, and I was actually supposed to go in next week as well, but I'm getting all of next week off and the week after, so I get like 11 days free to spend with my loved ones and my family, and I believe that's a huge win, especially in this time, in this part of the year where we need more time to reconnect ourselves. Yeah, family is so important. Although your career, your job is very important, like nothing ever trumps the people you love, because relationships, like we spoke about last week, is the most important things in our life. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Like, without relationships, we are nothing.
Yeah, and I touched on that on my my little solo clip as well. Is that it's so easy for us to forget about family time, especially when we have all these other responsibilities that we that we always feel we need to tend to, hanging out with friends on the weekend, catching up with friends, doing our own sort of things, but then family's always there at the end. So I hope you guys utilize this Christmas and New Year break to the best advantage you possibly can, and just spend it with your family as much as you can. Put that phone down, guys. Spend quality time with the family.
Put that phone down when you're eating, put that phone down when you're around your loved ones. Like when you go out with your friends, your loved ones, you don't want to be that guy that's always on the phone and everyone else is like talking, trying
just
to...
don't even have the phone on the table.
Yeah, like put it in your fucking pocket. Like even when you're walking around, don't take it out. Only use it when you need it.
Yeah.
Don't let the phone use you, yeah? Because I found like, me especially back in the days, I would mindlessly be on my phone while like looking down my phone, everyone's like having a chat, having a nice like sesh, bonding with each other, and I'm just on my phone on social media, being social, quote, being social, but like you're not being in the moment, which is opposite of what we should be doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my win of the week. What about you, bro?
I always have so many. It's pretty cool, but
that's a fucking good thing. That's a good problem.
Well, yesterday was my birthday, and I grew the balls to ask someone out, but then this guy was full giving it to me. He's like, just fucking do it. Don't be a pussy. He was full giving it to me, and
I never. Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. You messaged that to me, and I was full shitting it, and you know, everyone fears rejection,
Yeah.
and for me, I don't know, I just don't want to put myself in a position where I get rejected or anything. But then I grew the balls to ask this girl for her number, or not her number, but asked her if
Tell me
she-
exactly what you said, bro.
Alright, she's our barista, and she's super fucking cute. She's just got such a vibrant
She's
and
pretty cute.
she's
Pretty
got
cute.
such a vibrant and colourful personality. She's just so down to earth and easy to talk to. And the first time we both met her, the first thing we both said to each other right after was, "She's so cute, bro." Like, we both said it. And yeah, so we've just been chit chatting and stuff, and yeah, she just has such a beautiful personality and soul. Just so down to earth. And anyways, basically, I finally grew the balls to go and ask her out. And so this is how it unfolded. I was like,
Tell us, bro.
"Hey," I'm not gonna say her name. Hope you don't mind me asking, but do you have a boyfriend? And then she was like,
Wait. So was this the first thing?
No, it wasn't the first thing.
So
We were
you
just
were-
having our normal conversation,
okay.
like just chit chatting.
And how many times have you seen her since? Like the third time, yeah? Was it?
I don't know. More than 3 times.
Okay.
Well, yeah, anyways. She ended up saying that she was seeing someone and she was sorry. And I was like, oh, that's all right.
Wait, but you didn't even ask her out yet?
No. I said, I hope you don't mind me asking, but do you have a boyfriend? And then she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm seeing someone.
Oh.
And then I was like, that's all right. I hope he knows how lucky he is. And I was dying on the inside, but
Oh.
I guess
I know that feel.
it's all right though, because it's so hard to do something that's so uncomfortable for a lot of people, and for me to, you know, really sum up
Proud
the
of you, bro.
courage to do that. But
Respect.
low key dying on the inside, but it's all good.
So did
wasn't
you-
meant to happen.
Yeah, if it was meant to be, it would have been.
Yeah.
But like, did you like walk off straight after?
No.
Or
I was
you
like, oh, that's
continued
all
to
right.
talk
No, I
for a
wished her a nice Christmas and New Year break, because that was the last working day of the year for her.
bit?
So yeah, I just wished her happy Christmas and New Year. And then I was like, I legged it while crying. No, yeah, it was all right. But yeah, I guess you could call that a win, because I finally
man.
did something where I put myself in a position that I'm not entirely comfortable with, or something that I don't usually do.
Yep.
I don't think I would ever reach out to someone and ask them out. So
Wait. I'm pretty sure you've done that before.
no, I haven't.
That was the first time?
I guess so. Yeah.
Shit, win of the week, bro. Win of the fucking year.
Oh, I
'Cause-
sat myself for so long. I kept like
Fuck,
pacing back and forth. I was like, I'm ready. I'm not ready. Oh, I just gotta do it.
Wait,
just gotta say it.
The first
And then-
time you ever asked someone
Yeah.
out in real life,
Yeah.
like that you just met.
Yeah. And I'm like you're like full rehearsing this
Right.
situation in your head,
Right.
and then you're like full playing out all the
Yeah.
possible avenues that it can go down. Like, am I gonna say the right thing? How do I prepare myself for failure?
Yep.
And it's full crazy. Yeah.
Guys, if you're a guy out there and you have never done this before, you gotta fucking do it, man. It's just something that every single guy has to do, because it just,
I
it
guess
just
you
grows you,
yeah,
man.
you really have nothing to lose, to be honest.
Yeah, you
Except
have
your
nothing
dignity.
to lose, and and your dignity. But yeah, you have nothing to
Yeah.
lose, and
What? Oh, everything to gain.
yes, but like,
I was like, where's this guy getting? He keeps
Like-
pointing at me.
like literally, if you ask her and she says yes, you fucking won. And if you ask her and she says no, you still won, because you're just so proud of yourself. You have like, you built your
Yeah.
self-esteem,
it
you
was,
grew
it,
that
was a, it was
balls.
a very liberating feeling after
Yeah,
I was like,
man.
I fucking did it.
Exactly.
And it wasn't as bad as I thought it would
Exactly,
be.
man.
You know, if
And-
you're comfortable enough to order a coffee from someone, you should be comfortable enough to ask them out. So.
No, man, it's
Yeah.
two very different
No,
things.
it's very confronting, but
But yeah,
yeah.
like I get what you mean. Like
like if you've built some sort of rapport
Yeah.
or like relationship / connection with them already, then it should ease it quite
Mhm.
dramatically. But shout out to all the guys that pick up chicks at bars and they don't even know them.
fucking oh man, it's a fucking muscle, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
do
respect,
it.
man. It's something. I believe it's something every guy should be willing to do, because from a woman's perspective, they're like, damn, this guy's balls, man. This guy's bold, and so
Oh,
that's
they can
attractive.
Smell weakness.
Yeah, man. That's why And like the crazy thing is like
Women's intuition, they're just so in tune.
Yeah,
they know.
they're so connected with nature and like the vibrations and everything. So like, oh yeah, they can smell weakness and like fear, and the crazy thing is, did you realize that when you're talking to her normally, it's normal, yeah, it's just flowing. But once you have the intention and you're like, I'm gonna ask her, that's when you shit yourself.
Bro, I was shitting myself for like the whole hour before I went to go ask.
Oh, bro. Trust me,
Yeah.
I know that feel, man.
Oh, I got another win as well. I literally fucked up my back last Sunday doing squats, and when I say it was such an immense amount of pain, like I was doing squats and I got to the bottom position of my squat, and I just felt a really sharp pain like pierce through my lower back, and it fucking hurt. I've never felt pain like this before, and I was like paralyzed. The next morning when I tried to get out of bed, I couldn't stand up. Like I rolled off bed. I couldn't put on my shoes. I couldn't put on my socks. I couldn't even put on my work pants. So,
That's messed up.
it was really hard. And for me, like for someone who's really in tune with their training, it's just so easy to neglect your body sometimes and not pay attention to it. I've made significant recovery since last Sunday. Like I'm fully mobile again, and I am not going to take that for granted again. But
Hell yes.
I guess I just want to let you guys know that, you know, don't forget to listen to your body sometimes. Like, pay attention to the little signs and signals it gives you. Your body's always trying to communicate with you, and the most apparent way it does this is through pain. So a lot of people view pain in the wrong sort of light, where they view it as something negative. Pain is just a mechanism for your body to communicate with you and tell you that something's wrong, something's not going right.
Yep.
So don't ever think of it as something that's so detrimental to your overall health, because it's just your body's way of telling you and communicating with you that something's wrong. Same thing goes for any sort of dysfunction. If you have any sort of, I don't know, ongoing pain, it's just your body's way of compensating and making up a more efficient pathway for you to continue to live your life. So there's always a way around things, but the takeaway message for me, especially coming out of this injury, is that we need to pay more attention to our bodies and, you know, listen to the little cues it's giving you. Don't forget to check up on yourself, especially, you know, your own personal health should always be your number one priority, because your health is just so important to
Fucking health is
every day.
wealth.
Yeah, exactly. So 2 wins.
2 wins. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Challenge.
So
just to recap, what I proposed the challenge to be last week was to catch up with 10, reach out to 10 people and
man.
really ask how they've been and, you know, just catch up. So how'd you go with that?
To be honest, I didn't do 10.
It's alright, I didn't do 10 either.
But I reached out to, I would say, like 2, 3 really like significant ones. And
How was that for you?
it was good, man. It wasn't exactly what I wanted. Like, I obviously wanted to know that.
You wanted more?
Yeah, like, no, I wanted to know that these people have been doing well for themselves and they've been improving consistently.
Yeah.
Okay, so these people are the people that I guess would say you're trying to better their lives by helping them see like a brighter future and stuff like that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When you're saying you're helping them see a brighter future, does that mean you're like pushing for them to, not pushing for them, but how did the conversation unfold for it to get into a position where you think you were helping them get a better future?
Okay, so these 3 people specifically, they're people that reached out to me to ask me, like, what can I do with my life to change, or how can I improve my life? And I guess they asked me this because they see that I'm so happy all the time, and they want to like achieve my state. They want to be as happy as me. And yeah, like when I spoke to them again, I was hoping they took the things on board, but they were truthful to me, and I'm grateful for that. But in saying that, they're not where I would like them to be right now, and I know that's okay. That said, like, fuck, man, how do you empower someone to get them to take action?
Well, honestly, from my opinion, is you should have maintained that connection through and through instead of saying that it was a lost connection. Because if you're always checking up on that person, you've suddenly created a sense of accountability for them where they feel that you are always going to check up on them and someone's holding them accountable and responsible for their progress. So the fact that you said that this is people that you're only catching up with now, you should have personally made more of an effort to reach out through them, through their growth and development, and just check up on them. Like, have you been doing this? Have you been doing that?
Okay,
can you tell me?
Let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
So, okay, I didn't make it clear enough, but these guys I haven't been reaching out to in a long time, but I have been speaking to them a lot in the last few weeks. So I don't know if that really counts, but I feel like it does. But yeah, like these people, they're making excuses. Like things that, like they're making excuses like, oh, no time, or too tired from work, or it's Christmas. Like,
Okay, and what's your response?
like there's nothing I can say. Like they're making excuses. And,
There's always
like I can say it, but they won't be receptive to it. You know what I mean?
I think you should suggest an alternative strategy because there are a million strategies out there that you can give. Let's say diet, for example. How many different diets are there out there in this world?
Right.
They're all different strategies.
Infinity.
And
man.
if one doesn't work, new strategy. And what I think you need to do is continually feed them new information or like alternatives. Suggest to them, okay, how about you tweak this? How about you tweak that? It's like me coaching a client. If I'm feeling they're not making progress, I'm not just going to give them the same routine over and over and over again. They're not going to get anything out of it. So the very fact that these people haven't been able to stick to something you've suggested previously goes to show that, okay, it doesn't fit in with
Their
how they
lifestyle.
want to live their life
Yeah.
or their current lifestyle. It doesn't fit in with their current circumstances. It doesn't fit in with their current situation. So as someone, if you want to be an effective leader, you always need to stay on top of it and be fluid. You need to be like water. You need to always be able to adapt. You always need to be able to listen and understand and respond well to how the people you interact with are receiving what you've given them. So if they're not taking it on board, you need to propose them an alternative solution, an alternative strategy. You might say, okay, how about we switch this up? And then trust me, you will find a solution, and that's what effective coaching is basically about at the end of the day, is that an effective coach has a multitude of strategies in their brain that they can always switch up, they can make amendments at any given time,
adapt.
and then, yes, they can adapt. So for you, like, I know you have good merit behind reaching out to them and checking up on them, but then you also need to be proactive about, okay, hey, how can we switch this up? What can I offer you, or what can I give to you and propose an alternative for you to grow? Like, how can I get you out of this slump? Like, there's always an alternative strategy. So I think like what you're doing isn't wrong, but perhaps you can suggest
I can be more
alternative-
effective.
Yeah.
I'll keep
Like,
that in mind.
have you been suggesting any, I don't know, sort of alternatives? Like, I know people do have excuses, like you were saying, like, oh, they always come up with a bullshit excuse, they always come up with a reason to do this and to do that. But then that's just saying that the strategy in place to begin with isn't working. You know what I mean? If a strategy is effective, there is no reason for you to have no excuse.
But what if these people don't even implement the strategy at all?
Exactly, they need to find a new strategy.
No, but like, what if they don't want to implement
Then
any
the
of the
strategy
strategies?
doesn't resonate with
No,
them.
any of the strategies.
How do you know that you've only given them like a handful? Like, there's always a strategy. There is always
So always
a way.
propose a new
You
strategy.
just got to keep digging. Like, that's the thing. You always find a solution, no matter what. There is always a solution, and it sometimes it's just really fucking difficult to find. Like, there's always a solution to everything. You get what I mean? Like, that's like saying cancer researchers who are trying to find the cure to cancer. They're not just going to give up when they hit a wall. They keep digging and digging and digging. They find a different avenue. You know, like, you need to be proactive about searching for a new solution. And what these people are doing is they're hitting a wall being their excuse, and then they're stopping there. They're not walking around it. They're not trying to find a new way. They're not trying to find a new path. It's like being stuck in a maze
So you're saying I should hammer these guys until
not
they
hammer
fucking,
them, but then like
until they fucking open up.
be kind, be understanding, be empathetic, but also be proactive in like offering alternative solutions that you feel would fit best. So let's say you understand their circumstances well enough to understand why they're making up these excuses.
Yep.
Then suggest a solution. Just be like, you know, how about you give this a try? Because I can see from this you're not committing to it because of this, and then I feel like this will fit better with your current situation because of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you work your way around it.
Yeah,
It's like if someone's not like me as a coach, if someone's not responding well to doing squats, for example, I might be like, okay, maybe they've got an issue that is underlying within the mechanics of their hips. Maybe I can offer a different exercise which replicates the same benefits of doing a squat, but is in a environment where it's just much more fitting for that person in particular. Like everyone's got a different anatomical structure. Everyone's got a different biomechanical movement. So you just got to find your way around these sort of things. And I guess for you is you need to listen, you need to understand, you need to also be able to adapt and also have the intuition to propose solutions where you feel will fit best if you want to be an effective coach. So I don't feel down that these people haven't got to the point where you want them to be, but have that initiative where you also propose alternative methods and you're able to understand the people you talk to on a level well enough for you to give something that will be fruitful and help things to grow.
Yeah, I guess I guess the way I saw it all the time was I can open the door for them, but they're the ones that have to walk through it. But I gotta switch.
There are some people you literally just need to like hold their hand and drag them through the door.
Push them off that cliff, yeah.
Some people are just like that, and the same thing goes with me as a coach at the gym. Like, you know, some people don't need that much babying. Some people, like, you literally need to spoon feed them. And if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. Like, as an effective coach, that's your responsibility.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how hard it is for you as a coach, is you got to do what you got to do to get things done. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you want to give them results, you got to be willing to put in any degree of effort that it takes to get them to that point.
So would you say that for some people you have to hammer them? Like some people?
Yes.
But
Some
not all-
people you literally just got to spoon feed them. You got to open their mouth. You got to grab the spoon.
Shove
you
that
got to shove that.
fucking shit in.
You got to feed them. Like some people are just like that. Like some people just don't have that in them to change. So you got
that's
to
our
be
responsibility.
the instigator. But then that's not to say that they can't change in the future. So you could potentially ignite something. Like all that matters is that you're implementing the right strategy to get them to where they need to be. Like they'll change when the time comes. Just right now, they need that spoon feed. Who knows? In the future, when you've spoon fed them enough, it's like a baby. They'll learn to use the spoon themselves. You know what I mean? Like that's the perfect analogy right there. Like a baby, they can't do anything. That's why you need to spoon feed them. And then as they grow up, they build those skills themselves, and then they end up feeding themselves. So same sort of thing goes with people. Some people just don't have the capacity within them to do these sort of things and you know, ignite that fire within themselves to change. You got to be the person to water the seed, and then you know when they start to grow and then see growth within themselves, that's when they start doing things for themselves. Like that's just the reality for some people, is that they don't have that fire within them to do these sort of things. So for the both of us to really be effective in the way we communicate with others and coach other people, is that we need to facilitate this sort of growth, no matter what it takes, like no matter how difficult it is. That's just what we got to do. So for you, my suggestion is, you know, continue to maintain that good contact with them, but then also be the person to propose alternatives, be the person to, you know, really drive forth that growth.
I guess there was another quote that really resonated with me up until now, and I'm probably gonna butcher it again.
Someone give this guy a pen and paper so he can write down all the quotes that reside.
Bro, we're gonna start a new app or something, man. We're gonna build a business around quotes. Anyways, the quote is like something like, I lost it already. Something about planting seeds, but like, it's important to know. No, what is it? Oh yeah, that person. Okay, I know the last part, but not the first part. You probably know the quote. It's like, you can never underestimate the importance of planting a seed. But before that, it was like, you can't, I think it's like you can't walk
no
through
idea
the
what
door
he
for someone, but it is important to know that planting a seed is important.
Just find the quote and then we'll post it in the video.
Okay.
But I think
Just
the
pretty
gist
much
of what he's saying, yeah, what's the gist of what
pretty
he's saying?
much, you know that like at the end of the day, that person has to be the one to actually take action and do it. But never underestimate the importance of planting that idea in someone's mind, and that idea will one day grow into an oak tree. But now, from what
you
Michael has
also
told
need to
me,
be in relation to this quote, he's got to be the fucking farmer.
That's what I'm saying.
He's got to be the person
That's
to
what I'm
put the
saying.
soil
Yes.
on the seed. He's got to be the person to put the nutrients
yes,
into the soil to
Yes.
feed into the seed.
Yes.
You got to be the.
I gotta be the
rain.
harvester.
No, you gotta be
I
the
gotta be
rain,
the
you gotta be the
rain. I gotta
sunshine.
be the sunshine. I gotta be the oxygen. I gotta be the soil.
Yeah,
I gotta be the seed.
that's just the case for some people. Some people.
I gotta be the farm. Yeah, I'm gonna be everything, pretty much.
Some people are low maintenance. Some people
But
require
that-
a bit more. But
That's, I would say, the extreme case.
yeah.
But that's what it takes if you want to be a leader. And I want to be a leader. We all want to be leaders. We all want to be leaders. We all want to be students. We all want to be teachers, yeah? Okay, moving on. What's yours? How's your challenge, bro?
Just like Brendan, I didn't reach out to 10 people, but I did reach out to quite a few. Like people I went to primary school, high school with, just checking up on them, seeing how they've been. Mostly to do with gym, to be honest. I invite every single person to come train with me, like all the time. And for me,
Never
when they
invite
just-
me.
You're always late. But yeah, just me reaching out to people that I used to go primary school with, high school with, and seeing how their training's been, or not even asking them up front, but I don't know, the conversation just always seems to trail into that direction, and it's good to see people out there and changing things up. And I've been getting really good feedback as well. Some people are saying, they really appreciate the content that I post up on my Instagram, and they've taken some of it on board. Like people who used to just go into the gym and go through the motions, and just the autonomy of doing, today's back day, today's chest day, and then they've changed up their routine. They've incorporated more exercises into their workout structure. Just hearing things like that, and it always ends with me inviting them to come train. And like, I will literally drive to you if you want to train. Like, I do not care how far you live. I live to train, and I always invite people to go train. So, a large bulk of the people that I reach out to is just me checking up on how their fitness and their progress is going, and it's been good. So there's not really much more for me to add on to that. Like, I don't think my story is as complex as yours. We went hard on your story.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that was good though.
That's good.
But for me, it's just checking up on people and seeing how they're going with their health and fitness, and it's been really good. So it's been fun. I'd say I reached out to maybe like 5-6 people. It wasn't 10, but it was good. It was good hearing from people.
It was a good challenge.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna continue to do that because it's good. It's such a fulfilling feeling to go and hear people doing well with themselves.
I think it's a good habit to have connecting like with your past, those relationships, because those lead to opportunities in the future for both parties. And it's always good to keep in touch, because it's so easy to forget about people in our past that have changed our lives, especially with our own lives right now and our own families. And one day we're going to have families of our own.
Yeah.
So it's always nice to have those people that...
Just saying this now, guys, but I'm gonna be the coolest fucking dad.
Nah,
in the
bro.
whole world.
Not when you're next to me, man. But we will see. Oh man, I can't wait for you guys to see like our journey in the next 10 years.
Our children will battle each other.
Fucking hell, Anyways, what's the next subject?
So we touched on this vaguely during the week because we always talk about what we can talk about in the podcast itself. And Brendan said this week he wanted to talk about education. So I'm down for that.
Lifelong education. Education does not end at the end of school.
Yeah. So when you were talking about education, what did you want to talk about specifically?
Just in general, like learning, constant unfolding of new ideas and absorbing of knowledge, like in everyday life, when it comes from philosophy or to life skills.
And what are your thoughts on?
Okay, so let's go back to like education back in the school sense, from kindergarten to year 12.
Yeah.
For all of you guys in Australia, this is the the basic structure of education, and to a lot of people, this is the end of their journey of growth and learning. A lot of people stop learning at year 12, and they believe that they don't need to accumulate any more knowledge, and I believe that's the opposite of what you should be thinking, because I feel like our whole life is a learning experience, and we should be learning up until the day of our death, or until our deathbed actually. What's his name? Winston Churchill, or was it? It was either Winston Churchill or Teddy Roosevelt. He was learning until the last second that he was about to die. Like, they found a book of him learning. I forgot what he was learning, but they found a book under his pillow on his deathbed. And this guy, either of them, like, they're both like freaking guys that have accomplished so much. Like this guy, what's it called? Teddy Roosevelt. He was a boxer. He was like a swordsman. He was a conqueror. He discovered. He mapped out like so much of the Amazon River. Like, this guy was a fucking man. This was a man's man. This guy was a Renaissance man. Yeah. So, like, to know that this guy was learning up to the last few seconds of his death, it says a lot about education. Like, there's a reason why he is the man he is before he died, because he was always learning, and he was always willing to learn from new experiences. Like, I believe that life is all about learning.
Definitely.
What do you think?
There's definitely a big flaw within the educational system, because all we're doing is we're putting our children into a system where they are rewarded by gold stars and certificates of academic achievement for memorization of information and rote learning. You know, we're not putting children in an environment where we're cultivating their creativity and their ability to synthesize ideas. You know, we're literally farming people and throwing them into a economic machine where we're just producing robots. We go into the workforce and all we do is punch data onto a computer. You know, there's no real room for growth. The things that we do aren't really enriching our lives. You know, we've lost that connection with our mind, body, and spirit. And the human species itself hasn't grown into the most powerful species on this planet, just, you know, fucking memorizing information, data, and rote learning.
We have so much more potential.
You know, humans evolved through millennia, you know, interacting with the world, indulging themselves in creativity, in art, in literature, you know, really going out there and exploring the world. And we've really lost that sort of connection. You know, our educational system is just so flawed, because we're losing that spirit within ourselves to learn and seek more. We're no longer as curious as we used to be. Just imagine the very first humans, like the early human species. They were curious as fuck. They were going out there, they were interacting with the world, and they were demonstrating so much creativity. You know, the world wouldn't have come to this point to where it is today without all those things. And we're now putting our children through a system where they've really lost that sense of not appreciation, but connection with nature. You know, when they're not going out there to interact with the world. And you know, even for us as adults now, we're really caught up in this system where we don't go out there to seek more. We don't go out enough to learn more. We don't enrich ourselves enough with enough information and knowledge, you know, other than what's in front of us. We need to continue to be curious, and we need to continue to have that desire to enrich our lives through any sort of medium. Like, we've really lost that sense of creativity is what I feel. That's my personal thoughts on it. I do believe that everyone should engage in lifelong learning. You know, knowledge is infinite. There's so much information out there, and we shouldn't stop at only what we know. We shouldn't limit ourselves to just the greatness of this world. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of years worth of knowledge for us to embrace ourselves in, and to continue to learn more, to continue to seek more. You know, we have to be creative. We have to delve into art, literature, music, everything. Like, all these things which are just feeding into our mind and, you know, helping us grow into, you know, the best possible person we can be. Like, that's my own personal thoughts on the educational system. Is there obviously needs to be some sort of reformat and restructure to, you know, really put children in a position where they're not graded. They're not told, okay, you're smarter than this person. You're not smarter than that person.
Yeah.
Like, they need to be in a system where they're able to do what they please and what they're passionate about, and then cultivate growth from there. And, you know, we should be doing the same thing as well. We need to be putting ourselves on the right path to really follow the things that we're passionate about and do what's necessary to enrich that. We can't just stop at year 12, end of university and graduation. We can't just stop at full-time work and go through the motions of doing the same thing over and over and over again. Like, we're just caught in this endless cycle of being a robot. You know, it's just so monotonous, and we need to seek more. Like, everyone should engage in some sort of lifelong learning. Like, it's just so important for us to continue to feed our souls, feed our mind, feed our spirit. Like, there's so much to learn, and we can't stop at what we know. Like, we have to seek more, and we have to have that, I would say, a sense of urgency to want to learn more.
Yeah, 100%. And going back to the education system and how it's flawed, how you said it's flawed, I reckon it was messed up from the day we went in. Like, every single child is different. It doesn't make sense to put every single child through the same educational system, the same structure, when every single child is completely different in every single sense. Like, I'm so different to Michael in every sense. It doesn't make sense to put us through the same test, the same curriculum, the same grading system.
Exactly.
It doesn't fucking make sense. Like, the whole thing with there's this amazing picture with amazing quote with there's a few animals, like a goldfish, a monkey. Everyone's probably seen this before, but the quote is, if you are going to judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, then it's going to grow up the rest of its life thinking that it's stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
And that just doesn't make sense, because you can't compare one child to another because they're completely different. Yeah. The way they grew up was different. Like, they have different passions, they have different interests.
Yeah, and there's no such thing as gifts and talents. You know, we are all gifted and talented. We all have. Thank you. We all have these inherent gifts and traits and talents within ourselves to achieve and accomplish such great things. Like, that's where it all fucked up from, literally from the educational system, is being told that, okay, this person is gifted and talented, this person is smarter than this person. You know, we're all different. Everyone's got different passions. Everyone's driven by different things. And, you know, for anyone to be labeled as gifted and talented is just such a fundamental flaw within the educational system. Like, I want you guys to understand that we all have gifts and talents that are embedded deep within us. Like, some people find it a lot easier because they're just more in tune with themselves. You know, everyone has a gift and talent. Don't ever think that you guys have no sort of talent, no sort of skill, no sort of gift within you, because we were all put into this earth to make a difference. Like,
Yeah, if you're listening to this right now, you have a gift and you have a talent. You just gotta find it. Like, if you're alive and you're on this earth, you're here for a reason. You gotta find that reason and you gotta fucking share that with the world. And so, like, going back to the educational system, like, there's been so many experiments where it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy where when you're telling a child that they're gifted and talented and you truly believe that, it becomes true. And so there was this experiment where this teacher was told that there are 5 gifted and talented students so they have a higher IQ than the rest. And so, excuse me. Okay, so this teacher was told that 5 kids out of the whole class had higher IQs than the rest of the class. And these scientists monitored the kids and the teacher throughout a whole year. And what happened after the year, they found that those 5 kids that the teacher was told to monitor that these guys had high IQs, they ended up having the highest marks at the end of the year. But the twist was the scientists lied to her.
they weren't high IQ.
They weren't. They were all normal. But the thing is, the teacher believed this so much that she ended up creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, she treated them better. She treated them as higher IQ people.
And to add on to that, we need to understand that children are like sponges as well. You know, they take on board everything. Like, they feed off our vibrations. They feed off our energy. You know, it goes to show. So even for me, when I was saying that we need to restructure the educational system, is we need to put our children in a position where they're able to follow and pursue whatever they desire the most, and, you know, go out there and interact with and connect with their mind, body and spirit. And that's not just to say children only need to do that, but we still need to do that as adults. Like, we still need to be in sync with our mind, body and spirit, and we've really lost that. I honestly mean it when I say that, is a lot of us aren't in tune with our mind, our body and our spirit anymore. We're not going out and seeking new things. We're not going out and being adventurous. We're not going out and we're not being curious. You know, we've really lost that inner child within us. And we're locked up in this, I don't know, this sort of state of mind where we're not seeking for more enough.
Like, we literally got to go back to our roots, because I believe that children, they're the masters of the universe. They have everything sorted out. And so we got to go back to that mindset, because these guys, they just started existing a few years ago, or even babies, these guys are even, like, don't worry about Stephen Hawking, but babies, these guys are next level, because they literally just came from the source. And so they have all the knowledge in the world, but also they have nothing at all.
Yeah. Wait, I'm going to check if the camera's still on, because I don't want to fuck this up.
Please. Oh, fuck, we should have checked earlier. Anyways, it's still recording. So I want to go back to the educational system. I believe that...
Guys, I promise I'm going to buy a new camera soon. I promise.
Okay, I believe that the only way that we can reach our full potential as humans is we're going to change our educational system to fit the sense that every child is being cultivated to their best extent, and we're bringing the best potential out of them. We shouldn't be teaching them monotonous, like, curriculum like geography, math, and all that stuff. Of course, I do believe that the basics need to be learned, like multiplication tables and stuff, but there's so much stuff that we don't need that I reckon, I think there should be a class where every single child is just focused on, like, there's like a one-on-one with the teacher, and that teacher tries to figure out what that child's strengths are and what their flaws are, and, like, literally just scan out everything that the child is. And so after we do that, I believe we can find out how best to treat this child, how best to bring out their skills, how best to work on their
Not just
strengths.
even the teacher's responsibility, but also the parents'
Oh,
responsibility.
bro, if anything, it's the parents' responsibility the most, but the teachers as well. Like I reckon the whole system, the whole government, everything. And that's why being a teacher is so important. Like,
I have so much respect for teachers. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much work goes into being a teacher until
man.
I started talking to friends who are actually teachers themselves. I think me speaking to Wendy back then was when I truly realized how much effort teachers really put into their work. Like, so many people say, "Oh, teachers have it lucky; they get the same school holidays as the kids," but they spend that whole holiday break lesson planning for the next term, and there's just such an immense amount of work that goes into being a teacher. And I don't think we respect teachers enough, because if you think about it, children see their teachers more than they see their parents at the end of the day, and that's true. You know, children are at school 6 hours a day, 5 times a week. They see their teachers more than they see their parents. They see their friends more than they see their parents. Like, a teacher just has so much damn responsibility, and I respect teachers so much. Like, if you are a teacher, God bless your soul, like, to the max, more than the max.
if
Over
you're
the
doing
max.
your job right. There's
Yeah.
a lot of shitty teachers out there, man. But yeah, pretty much what Michael said, man. Like, these guys are building the foundation of our society,
Exactly.
and we gotta appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like, I used to always think that they had it easy, but fuck, man, they got a hard job.
Yeah, they do. They do. So much
Building the
responsibility.
future, pretty much.
Yeah, I think just to tie everything in, what Brendan and I want to get out of this and the topic of education is that, you know, the journey of education should never cease.
Never ends.
It should never cease. It's a lifelong thing, and we need to really, like, enrich our lives and just seek for more. Engage in lifelong learning. Be curious. You know, be adventurous.
Try
Seek-
something new, man.
Exactly.
Step out of your comfort zone.
Don't stop at what you already know, and, you know, always seek to achieve bigger and better. You know, the world is so abundant. There's so much out there for us to dive into and learn. So
There is literally infinite knowledge and wisdom
yeah,
that is waiting to be acquired. And we'll never get all of it, but we have to try.
yeah, 100%.
And yeah, I think we're gonna have to wrap this up. It's almost 50 minutes, but
50 minutes?
Yeah, it's 40. Last time I checked, it's 46 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so what would be our next challenge?
Do you have one in mind?
Fuck, I don't. But the next episode will be on the 29th. So that's like the last couple days before the end of the year. Maybe we should do like a self-reflection or something.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. We can look back throughout the whole year, and we will look, and we can assess it and say which 3 things did we accomplish that we really felt was the most productive in the last year, and then what 3 big goals would we like to achieve
For next year.
in the next year. We've got to
Oh.
think. That's what our challenge is, to think about that.
I already know.
I kind of already know too, but I want to like reassess,
Yeah.
just to double check. But yeah, okay. Thanks guys for tuning in.
Camera.
Thanks guys for tuning in.
Quad flex.
And
that was a good one.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Spend time with your fam.
Fuck yeah. Stay off your phone. Merry fucking Christmas. Enjoy.